Welcome back to Compton Shenanigans, and today's video, we're putting together a model. Now, this is probably as close as I'm going to get to my dream car. Growing up, I liked all cars. And it wasn't until somebody asked me, man, what is your dream car? I didn't have an answer. So I looked through, all these car magazines and muscle car magazines. And it came down to it, man, the 69 Camaro Z28, the Rally Sport Edition with the headlight covers. Just front to back. It looked like the meanest car I could ever own. And as a classic car, dream car, this is definitely it. This is the car that I can recognize it from a mile away. It is my dream car. So today, we're going to build this thing. Now, I know a lot of the videos involve go-karts and fixing things and well, the channel is primarily what my interests are and what I enjoy doing. And putting a model together is kind of a blast to the past. It is things I used to do when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. I don't think I've put one together since I was 12 years old or so. So we're going to put one together today. But we're gonna not do it the regular way. We're gonna, put it together the way we would do it as an adult. Getting the model together, we know we can do. So we're gonna take it a step further. And we're gonna make it nice. Make it work! Sure. Put it in here. It's just wrapped it. So we'll get this thing open. See what we have inside. So we have some clear parts. Looks like windshield and back window. Those will probably be the last thing that we put on. We might tint these before we put them on. Maybe not the front windshield, but we might add that little strip across the top. Tires. I don't think we're going to be doing anything special to these. We're probably not going to do anything to this. We may paint a white wall on them. What do you say? Alright. These are the white components. Looks like the body of the car, interior of the car, other body panels, door panels. Okay. And we've got the chrome parts. So we probably won't be doing anything to those either. Let's see, we have nothing. We have stickers, but I think we might use the stickers. We may paint things, license plate. They're from Florida. That's cool. Ah, and we have some red. I would think for like the brake lights, maybe. Not. Yeah. Kind of looks like just the brake lights. Alright. So that's what's in the box. The instructions came with it too. So what we probably want to start with first is things we're not going to modify, getting them separated for things we are going to modify. So we're going to probably tint the windshield, back window, I don't know what all the clear pieces are, but we will probably end up tinting the window, so we'll set that off to the side for something to do. We're not going to do anything to the red. For the chrome pieces, I think most of those are going to stay the same. I think these are hubcaps. So, on one picture I saw, they had the color of the car also put on the inside edge of the hubcap, like chrome color chrome. So I think we're going to do that too. So we're going to put this in the custom pile. And then this, of course, we're probably going to paint mostly everything that's in here. So let's start with the instructions. See what they want us to start with. We don't want to put something together and not do something in order. So the first step in the instructions says put the motor together first. And it looks like it's from Harbor Freight. So it looks like the motor block and transmission are together. And then those get glued together. And on top of those, you have your heads and your valve cover and then your intake get glued down. After that, it looks like you put in your fuel pump, your starter, and then it looks like you assemble your carburetor, put on your water pump, and your oil filter, and your coil, and your distributor pack. Looks like a spacer, and then your breather on top. So that's the first step, is engine assembly. Second step is still engine assembly. So it looks like we have a belt assembly, and then the alternator? Yeah. Then the alternator, and then the fan assembly, and then we put on the headers. It kind of looks like the headers are two-piece. And then they get put left and right, and then they get put on awfully high. I mean on the head, but okay. And then we start on the body. So obviously the engine comes first, and then we start work on the body, which looks like it goes into the front end, putting the whole front end together, and then dropping the motor in the car. So that looks pretty self-explanatory. And then you put in the front clip, the exhaust system, the rear end and drive shaft. Then you put on the tires. Then you put the windows in, brake lights, turn signals, interior parts in the interior cabin thing. You sandwich those little two things together, and you start putting on like the front grille, front and back bumper, the hood. And then you're done with decals. Okay. So we start with the motor. Motor parts. They have numbers. They have a star. What's the star mean? Star is on 110. Oh, apparently there's a paint guide. Some parts will be marked with a star to indicate chrome-plated plastic. Okay, so it's a chrome part if it's got a star. Alright. We'll pop this open and find all the parts. Bag for something. Alright, so there's the body. So if we're going to paint this body, then we got to do that early on. Looks like there's a small seam defect that might come in through the paint. Well, we'll call it scratch and dented. It's old, it's classic. We won't do any Bondo work to it. Alright, so this is the tray that the interior goes in. A lot of little parts. I see the seat assemblies, the front end. I think that's the front end clip that goes in, and the rear end, drive shaft. And I think that's the dash. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright. We got the undercarriage, seats, suspension for the front. None of that we're going to use right away. So we'll put that over there for now. Put that over there for now. Oh, we got white hubcaps. And I think we got chrome ones. I don't know if those go together, like together, but I don't think there's anything on here we need. It looks like we got... Okay, so this might have some engine parts on it. I think it looks like a brake booster, starter. I think there's a battery. Alright, so we might need some parts on this. Jeez. Yeah. Alright, so we're probably going to need some parts on this one. And this is the engine here. We're probably going to need some of those parts. And this is the more like hood and interior door stuff. I don't think we're going to need any of these parts yet. So those go over there. I think we need mainly this one and this one. So it says 91 and 90. So there's, I don't know, hold it like that. There's 90 and 91. These two. Knife. Mat to cut things on. Alright. Well, how effective is that? You know, that cover is really hard to get off. Like, really hard to get off. I can only imagine somebody trying to take that off and cutting their finger trying to pull it off. That's not designed very nice. Alright. quality. Tighten up, man. Alright. That's as far as it goes back. Nope, it goes further. Alright, so there's that one. That one. And that one. This is cheap and terrible. There should be a little lock inside of there that holds it where that hole is. But no, it's hardly even together. I'll try setting this down as far as it'll go and then locking it in place. That's a little bit better. Alright. So there's two halves of the motor. They go together like so with some glue. They apparently line up pretty good together. Yeah. So we can't really get that wrong. And then we're going to need our heads, which are 93 and 92. That's right here and here. This is almost dangerous, as sloppy as the blade is. I'm telling you. Alright. Hello, I bought a car from you guys, like a 69 Camaro.
Yeah, it's a model car.
Yeah, I was putting it together and I noticed that some pieces were missing.
What kind of pieces?
Yeah, mostly with the engine.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I didn't find any spark plug wires or plugs.
None of our kits come with those, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was putting it together, I noticed I just got off the phone with O'Reilly's. They said they have plugs and wires in stock, so it's no big deal. But I also noticed they didn't have any gaskets or an actual fuel tank. Is that something that you guys have?
Yeah, sir, you know this is a model car.
Yeah, it's a Chevy, 69 Chevy Camaro. Yeah, it's no gaskets. So, I mean, it is going to leak all over the place when I put oil in it.
This is a joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you can't put oil in a model car. Sir? Sir, hello?
Well, yeah, I can. I can do whatever I want with it. I mean, I bought it. But you really think I'm going to drive this thing?
You think you can sell me a car with no...
This is what I
Yeah,
get paid to
you
do.
think you can sell me a car that's never going to run,
What the hell is
missing
wrong
engine
with you?
parts, nobody to keep the oil in it, no plug.
Sir, you have a good day.
I hung up. I guess I'll have to just keep a pan under it. Nervous some people.
We're going to have to let this dry because our fingers are a little bit sticky from the paint not being fully cured after like a whole day. And then the glue is also making things a little sticky. So as we're touching parts, we're pulling parts off of other parts. And we really got to wait for this stuff to dry. So right now we have the starter, engine and transmission met together. We have the heads on and we have the water pump on. We also have the intake manifold on, which looks like it rises a little higher than the heads do, but I'm sure that'll flush up with the valve covers, so it's not a big deal. We kind of just got to let this sit and dry and cure, because if we don't, it's just going to keep moving around and it's going to be a sloppy mess. And yeah, and this is a pretty detailed model. I can't even begin to know how this, and I mean this, that's itty. That's fuel pump. That's itty bitty. I can't even imagine to know how that's going to go on, considering it's just kind of sticking to my fingers. So we're probably going to have to use tweezers for that. Get that stuck on. But in order to do that, I also want the engine to sit and kind of cure. And then we will come back and do some more tomorrow. Little pieces here or there. I mean, we might be stuck doing 1 or 2 pieces every day. So I'm going to check back in with you guys once I get the engine glued together, all together, because this is going to be, you know, like 20 minutes worth of filming, and then 2 days later 20 minutes worth of filming, and 2 days later 20 minutes worth of filming, and it's going to be impossible for me to keep track of where I'm at with you guys. So we are going to try to time lapse each part and no talking in between, and just kind of get through this. It is the first step. Looks like it's going well. The Chevy orange and the silver look awesome together. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, we're not going to do any painting today, and we're not going to glue anything else up today. We're going to kind of just let everything be as it is. I think I got all the parts out here that I need. I got the oil filter, the coil, the distributor, the breather, pieces of the carburetor, the spacer, fuel pump, valve covers. You know, so before we put oil in this thing, we'll make sure we get it all put together, so we don't want oil all over the desk. And I hope I get the fuel pump put in right, because I really don't want it to leak fuel either. So with that, I'll check back with you guys in my time. It'll be, you'll see, the next thing you'll see is high speed of me probably putting the rest of the engine parts together, and then high speed putting more engine parts together, high speed put more engine parts together, up until this engine is completely done, set, and cured. And then we can move on to like the page 2, which is putting the rest of the parts on the engine. Yeah. I got to put the alternator on, the belts, the fan, headers, I think that's it for the engine, but we're going to have to paint the belt, the alternator, the fan, the headers. So once the engine's put together, we're going to lay out the rest of the parts for the engine, and we're going to paint all those, and then we're going to get those put on the engine so that the engine is done and set off to the side. And then we're going to get started on the body, and we're going to have to paint a lot more there. So stay tuned. I know it's going to be quick for you, but long for me. It's going to probably be next week before I touch this, because I want to make sure everything's dry. I can't believe the paint's still wet after a day. But it is what it is. It's been so long since I've done a model. I don't remember painting the models I used to put together. I think that's new to me. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe they were a different educational skill level than what this one is. I don't know. It's been a long time since I put a model together. So, I mean, how long has it been for all of you since you put a model together? So I'm going to just keep you guys on time lapse until I get to a certain point, or until I get to the next point. So for the rest of the engine assembly, you guys are going to be kind of on high speed mode. And then I will check back in with you after we get the engine complete. Talk about what's coming up next.
thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with all of your friends. And we'll see you next time.